team little I.
Yeah.
But what makes us very unique is that we understand, but I got to do the shit out of my eye for the team to work.
I owe it to the team. Yeah.
We
up.
make it and owe it to the team. That's perfectly articulated. Byrne, you and I are not better than any actor to ever do it. We just are whoever we are. Yeah. And whatever you are, I smell it a mile away. Yeah. It wasn't a mile away from me that night, Byrne. You were right in my face. Right there, huh? You were right there. And to be as secure as a man would have to be this close to me, I mean, Denzel will sit in jail in the Malcolm X portrayal or role. And as you know, Denzel being learned up by a couple inmates in character, right? Not in reality of being Denzel Washington, but within character. And from him to Ed Harris, one of my favorites, over to Paul Newman, over to Redford, over to Steve McQueen, phenomenal. I don't think Steve McQueen said 2 words. And I smelt everything he was doing. Once you give me someone who is post that era, but who is befitting of that era, where you had to be more than craft. Gene Hackman was in the military, dog. And he's phenomenal. And I asked Denzel one day, Denzel, who scared you the most on set? Who scared you the most? Denzel said, damn, that's a crazy question, though. I said, who scared you? Because nobody scares you. Who scared you? He said, Gene Hackman.
Damn.
He said, and it wasn't scripted for him to slap me on Crimson Tide. He just slapped me. So, Byrne, I guess you scared me.
You've created one of the most iconic characters in the history of television. I really want to talk about what makes that character unique and what you did there, and the credit that you have either gotten or you feel like you haven't gotten for what you've done for an entire network, for culture in general.
Thank you.
But also just athletically, look, I can, you reach a level of athletics that's unbelievably rare. And I want to know, just take us through sort of football, what football means to you, what you learned from it, how it affects you and what you do now. And I am really interested just now as somebody who played football, not on the level that you did, not even close, but as now a father of somebody who's in youth football. And I'm just really interested.
Very talented. Hanley and I talked about his talent. You talking about Lil B?
Lil B.
Yeah, his talent is, Hanley talked about how athletic he is. I said to Jay recently, Byrne, it's a freaking great question. I'll go this way backwards. I said to Jay recently, I said, but Jay, you got to realize what you were attracted in me is in large part the mentality that I have. That is a football mentality.
What is a football mentality?
So the football mentality, in my opinion, has always had to be big team, little I, first and foremost. More so than the other sports. Partly, Byrne, because it's a gladiator sport. So you could throw the worldwide moniker of football, which as you know it to be soccer. You could throw soccer in there. You could throw lacrosse in there, which as you know is a Native American sport and probably one of the oldest sports on the planet. You could throw in a lot of what we've seen in certain sports where there's an amalgamation of which martial arts is included, and I can't remember what they call it, but it's done in Italy, and it's amazing, and they do everything.
Oh,
it's rugby meets football, meets lacrosse, meets soccer, obviously, meets martial arts, and I forget the name of it. Netflix ran a great episodic on it. And when I think about it, as it pertains to the American sport, you talked about our culture. So growing up within the American diaspora, yes, I was baseball, soccer, and basketball first.